Oh, yeah. Head East. Never Been Any Reason. Most excellent song from the 1970s. Yeah, I love me some Head East now, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. I love me some Head East. But we got some things to get to today, so we're going to have to turn the music down and get on to what we got to get to today. It being a holiday weekend and all, first thing I want to do is I want to wish you all a most excellent holiday weekend. I hope you have yourself a wonderful Thanksgiving like we had here. Martin and them Grommets, they all get out, they fix themselves a big meal. They invite Cousin DJ to come eat with them, and we had a wonderful time, In the spirit of the holidays, I want to do a couple things this week. First of all, I want to start out the end of the season award season to talk about my turkeys of the year. It being that kind of year, it'd be turkey season and also be the end of the year. So we talk about that kind of stuff, and we're going to give out some turkey of the year awards. And then we also going to get to the DJ's email, which I get an awful lot of. I tell you what, we only do a few of these episodes, and already I get an awful lot of email from some of you all. Some of y'all like the DJ, some of y'all got some problems with the DJ. We get to all of that stuff pretty soon. We get to all of it. So let's talk first of all about our Turkey of the Year award. And I want to just go down this list. There'd be some people here, and I think they'd be awfully deserving of Turkey of the Year award. Now, the first person that we're going to come to is this Yahoo here, Jimmy Kimmel. First of all, look at that guy. He looked like a turkey. He got them big jowls and everything. This Jimmy Kimmel character get on there, and he slagged Charlie Kirk right after Charlie Kirk gets shot dead. Well, all of a sudden, Jimmy Kimmel get on there. He be running Charlie Kirk down, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, times being what they are, he find out that he a victim of cancel culture, which he is so ardently encouraged in other people with whom he disagree over the year. Well, now he the victim of it. He don't like it. And he get all of his friends in liberal Hollywood to come out and say they don't like it. And it's a great big free-for-all for a while. But he back on the air now. Ain't nobody watching. Show's losing a lot of money. But anyway, I got to nominate him for Turkey of the Year. I mean, he just looked like a turkey. Look at him right here. So, now, second in my Turkey of the Year award nominees, this person right here. This here be Leah Thomas. Now, y'all know that Leah Thomas is a man that don't know which bathroom he ought to go to. And he decide that since he feel like a girl on the inside, he should be able to compete in the NCAA Women's Swim Division. Now, he go to Penn, and he start competing with all these girls, and he start winning. He start posting all these record times in women division. He get all these awards at these swim meets and stuff like that. These girls, they don't like that now. They've been training out their whole lives, and all of a sudden they got this man in the swimming pool. They got this man running around the locker room flashing his junk. They don't like it. And you know what? Them women, they got every right not to like that. But nonetheless, the government, under the Biden administration, decide they on the side of the Leah Thomases of the world. And so he get all these awards. They got these women coming in the Olympics and lifting weights and stuff like that. Forget about it. Now, Donald Trump come along and he undo all that stuff. He said, we ain't having this stuff no more. In fact, that's one of the reasons I think that President Trump got reelected is because he decided we ain't having no more of this stuff. You got to know which bathroom you're supposed to go into. And if you don't, we're going to help you figure it out. So Leah Thomas this year, all of a sudden the NCAA decide by ascertaining the new lay of the landscape that maybe Leah Thomas did not actually win those awards in the women's division, so they make right on all that. So anyway, Leah Thomas is no longer considered a woman swimmer. She now considers something else. I don't know anybody figured out what it is, but it ain't no champion in the women's swim division. Now, I want to go on to my third nominee for Turkey of the Year. By the way, y'all get to weigh on this. You write to the DJ, you tell me who you think ought to be the Turkey of the Year. That's when we go through all this stuff, and you tell me. It ain't up to me. It's up to you. You tell me who you think ought to be Turkey of the Year. Now, this next one, this a doozy. This guy, this socialist, to get elected mayor of New York City, Zohar Mamdani. Now, this man, we talk about him an awful lot. Martin write articles about him and stuff. He kind of a nutcase, but anyway, he got elected mayor in the nutcase city of the United States of America. So, I don't know what to say about this man, except this picture says it all right here. Here's this man. He's an avowed socialist talking about we going to have free bus rides. We're going to have city-run grocery stores, stuff like that in New York City. He don't think crime no problem. And if it is a problem, it ain't anybody in a marginalized community ever commits a crime. There ain't no crazy people there riding the subways or anything like that. I say that man is Turkey of the Year, or at least he is a good candidate for Turkey of the Year, and y'all going to tell me about it. All right. Next, we got two nominees here. These two got to go together. The first one is this Karen Bass, who is the mayor of Los Angeles. And the second one is this Governor Gavin Newsom, who is the governor of the state of California, in which the city of Los Angeles may be found. Now, I got to nominate these two together because they in this for the same exact reason, in that when you are an elected official, ain't nobody care very much about what you think about where their children go to school or what religion you practice or anything like that. That's stuff that families supposed to figure out on their own. What they do care about is you have the ability to fix potholes, and if a fire comes roaring down the street, the fire department going to show up and put it out. Well, these two knuckleheads, they're severe knuckleheads. In fact, they're in the chucklehead category. We talked all about that a few weeks ago. They decide that because in California, there's some problems with water now. Water evaporated, and they ain't going to fill up the reservoirs that are used for fire suppression unless they could get the environmentally approved cover on the reservoir, and they can't do it because they ain't got no money to fix the one that's there. So the city of Los Angeles about halfway burned down. It all in fire danger. So I think these two, they go in together as Turkey of the Year. I want this next one here. This next one would be one of my favorite nominees right here. Look at this. We got this here, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, everybody and anybody know, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a major nutcase. She is a severe knucklehead. All of a sudden, she is the darling of the left. She all over CNN, people giving her all these complimentary interviews and stuff because she acted less crazy than she ever has. All she got to do is say something bad about Donald Trump, and all of a sudden everybody thinks she's not crazy anymore. Well, she out of Congress, but I tell you what, all you got to do is look at the photo right there, brothers and sisters. That is a nominee for Turkey of the Year. And then finally, my last nominee, and perhaps my personal favorite, is this one right here. This be Tucker Carlson. Now, Tucker Carlson, I tell you what, DJ liked the fact that Tucker Carlson is not afraid to ask the difficult questions. And he do that, and there's some value in that. But he also not afraid to ask the completely idiotic, conspiracy-minded questions, which he asks an awful lot of. This man, he kiss up to communists, he kiss up to Nazis, he kiss up to racists. He is a nutcase. He is my personal frontrunner for Turkey of the Year. But y'all tell me now, you get on the old interwebs here, you tell the DJ which of these you think should be Turkey of the Year, and we give out an award a little bit later on. Now, I want to get to you right away about some of the letters that the DJ be getting. And my favorite one of all the letters that come in this time is from a reader who read Howlin' at the Moon. She read an awful lot about it and stuff. Her name is Candace, and she's in New Orleans, and she say, DJ, I don't know about that New Orleans accent of yours. I live in New Orleans, and it don't sound like any accent I ever heard of. Well, thank you very much, Candace, for noticing that. And as I mentioned the first time around, I'm part hillbilly. This is, I come from Appalachia. I spend some time in New Orleans. I eat some shrimp and stuff like that, but, I'm not there full time. So my accent is a combination. It is cultural richness is what you sense in my voice, not cultural appropriation, like some of these knuckleheads say. But thank you very much, Candace, for your kind inquiry into the exact origins of my accent. Now, let me get on to another one. That's my favorite reader letter this week, but my second favorite is this one. This one comes from Maggie, and I want to read this one to you. And it's right up here in case you want to read along with me. DJ, a friend at Teen Vogue come across, we don't have a violence problem in this country. We have a liberal Karen problem on Howlin' at the Moon and dropped it into my DMs. I presume that means that she told you something about it. I don't know what all that stuff is. After reading this piece, I understand there's almost no content anywhere in your cesspool of a blog relevant to women or LGBTQ plus or progressive persons. Your vile Substack reeks of adolescent male, cisgender, hue person antics and fart jokes. Your sad attempts at machismo are unamusing to anyone besides balding, aging, male cisgendered hue persons desperately striving for relevance, attempting to be something other than completely pathetic in the enlightened and equitable 21st century. Now, she ain't finished yet. She got a lot more to go on here, so you better fasten up your seatbelt because it's about to go for a wild ride here. As a woke woman, and she spells it W-O-Y-M-N, I think you say that woman or something like that, I don't know. and a proud progressive, not afraid to explore, among other things, my white guilt and gender identity, I refuse to be disempowered by the likes of a racist, fascist, aging male, cis person the likes of you. Your obvious insecurities vis-a-vis women and others in progressive LGBTQ+, and other marginalized communities are reflected in hyperbolic, colonial, sexist, aggressive, and occasionally violent metaphors, such as head to their asses with their hands. Well, at least she read it. Smug, virtue-signaling liberal professional women still pissed off about being spanked at birth by a male doctor, and merit Trump's identity, with the Trumps in quotes. I see that you get what happened there. It is obvious that your view of the world is one of colonialism, fascism, and phallic domination. The calls for subjugation of women, progressives, and LGBTQ+, and other marginalized persons permeating your throwback worldview are indicative of the violent spiral towards toxic masculinity, meritocracy, environmental degradation, and toxic rationalism. And lastly, I'll bet that you eat meat as well. Meat is murder. Signed, Maggie. Well, now, Maggie, first of all, you conflating two things that should not be conflated. First of all, you are assuming that Martin's opinions are my opinions. We cousins, but we not joined at the hips. However, in this particular case, you may properly assume that we share those two opinions, so I will take your comments directed at Cousin Martin, and I will take them in myself and respond to them. Ain't nobody hold your arm up behind your back and make you read Howlin' at the Moon. Ain't nobody at Teen Vogue or anywhere else capable of making you read this stuff. You don't want to read it, you don't have to read it. You go read something else. You go read Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass. You go read Zohan Mondami. You go read your new favorite person, Marjorie Taylor Greene. You read anybody you want, but you ain't got to come here and read all this stuff. In fact, life is too short. Life is short, that you are dead a long time. What the hell are you doing here anyway? I don't care what the people at Teen Vogue tell you to do. You listen to Teen Vogue? That where you get all your what I got to do come from? What's wrong with you? Anyway, that's about it for the day. It's a holiday weekend, and I want to get back to enjoying holiday enterprises. I appreciate you spending a few minutes with me today. Make sure you let me know who your favorite for the turkey of the year is now, and I guess I'll be seeing you next week. Ciao.